What's going on, everybody? So today we got a AC job to do, and I believe it's on a Cadillac ATS. What year is this thing? This is a 2016 Cadillac ATS 2.5 liter. And today we're going to be doing an AC compressor along with the expansion valve. So we're going to be getting into that. Probably can't see it right now, but the AC compressor is right here below me to the right. It's on the driver's side of the engine. Got to remove this cover. Got to remove the intake. So we'll dive into that. So first things first, we're going to start removing these little clips that hold this on. I'm going to use a trim tool to do it. This customer is missing some of these little Christmas tree snap clips, whatever you want to call them. So we're going to get these out, and once we get these all out, we will be able to remove this cover. Okay, so next you want to take out your mass airflow sensor. We're going to be removing this entire air box. So there is a clip under here, I'm sure. Yep, I see it. So this little red clip, you got to push it up and then push the lever down, and that will release the connector from the female side, or from the male side. And then you got this little push-in clip right here that's also connected to the mass airflow. You gotta get your tool in here and pry it out. Golly, man, these things can be a bitch. Probably just gonna break. Yep, sure enough. It's okay. Push it out of there. Get it out. Don't need it. Okay, now that that's out of the way, you're just gonna kind of give your airbox a good pull up, unseat it from the little grommets that are holding it down. We also need to remove this. What is this? A PCV of some sort? Okay, so you saw how I did that. You just push this in and out, and then okay, and then we got looks like an 8mm here holding it to the intake manifold, and we will get that out. Okay, now what is stopping us from being able to remove this airbox? Huh, nothing. What do you know? It all came out one piece, just like that. Let's set this off to the side. Okay. Now we can physically see the AC compressor. It is right here. Getting this thing out though is not going to be any fun at all, because you have very little room to work with here. And another thing, guys, you want to have a 1/2-inch flexible ratchet or a breaker bar of some sort, because the next thing that we need to do is get this belt off. So you need a 1/2 inch to do it, because that's what the little slot, the little hole right here is for. It's for a pry bar, or not a pry bar, I'm sorry, a 1/2-inch ratchet or a 1/2-inch breaker bar. I do have both, but I prefer using the ratchet so I can clearly ratchet it. Okay, we'll take it off the compressor down here. That way it's just kind of out of our way. Oh, there went my light. Okay, got that out. Now let's just put this belt kind of out of the way here. We'll just take it all out. Screw it. I'll leave it right there. Okay, so now our belt's it's off the pulley, it's out of our way, and now we can attack the AC compressor. Okay guys, another thing I forgot to mention, which this is probably one of the first things you should do when starting this job, no matter where you're at, if you're in a shop or at a home or whatever. You want to go to your AC ports and find your low side and relieve the relieve the Freon. The best way to do this is with a AC recovery machine. If you do not have one, then you need to find one. But we are going to relieve the AC from the system altogether. There is a little core in here. I don't know if you can see it, but you can take that out and it will come out. Or like I said, it's against the law to let refrigerant into the atmosphere, so you need an AC machine to recover the AC. Okay guys, so the last thing I did, just to kind of keep you guys updated here, was remove the Serpentine belt, and I also removed the Freon. So one thing I'm kind of noticing here as I look at it more is that we are probably going to need to, well, I already did it, I jacked up the vehicle. Probably going to need to jack up the vehicle, and I should have started with this, but I couldn't tell for sure that that's what we needed to do. But you will need to jack it up a little bit. There are some plastic shields under here. Looks like little 7 or 6 millimeter bolts, something like that, holds this cover on. We're gonna need to remove this cover because there is an electrical connector, probably a pressure switch on the compressor, and in order to get that connector off the compressor, it helps if you have it jacked up and can get under it, because yeah, you gotta be able to access it essentially. So this is going to be our best bet as far as access, since we don't have a lift. So we're going to get to removing this this cover right here. Okay guys, so these little screws are 7s, and then there's some 10 mils back here, so I've got a 10 mil, and you'll just want to zip these out. There is some clips right here, guys. So then you got, I guess some of these are different. I don't know, someone's been in here probably changed it, but yeah, gotta watch out for those. Okay, guys. So another mistake here. Probably a good thing we're making this video just to kind of show everybody. But so I just got this top cover here out. It's right there. But this is actually the cover you want out. So no biggie. We got that other one out. It'll just be a little more time, but no biggie. Like I said, we're gonna get this one out. And this one looks like it's got more 10 millimeters in it right here. Looks like there's a clip here. Then there's a star bolt here, another one here. So sounds like to me this is gonna just be a bunch of different shit holding this on. But yeah, get this out, because this is where you need to access your AC compressor right here at the bottom. So we'll work on getting that out now. Okay guys, the little star bolts right here, they're T15s. There's another one of those little clips here that I had to take out. There's another one here that I got to take out. But yeah, T15 here, T15 here, and then just get your clips out. Once you have that all off on this side, you'll do the same thing to the other side, and then you'll just go about taking your tins out. This little cover will pop down. There's the AC compressor. My cover didn't want to come all the way out because there's a stupid rounded off little bolt in it, and my tool don't want to fit, so I ain't gonna fight with it. I just moved it out of the way. But as you roll back, you'll kind of see, so right there, and I don't even know if I can get a good pointer finger on it, but you can see this little clip right here. That is your pressure switch on the compressor. So you'll need to get that disconnected. I'm trying to see, okay, again, don't know how well you can see it. I'm gonna try and fish the camera up, but there's a bolt right in here. Golly, it's tight. I can't get to it. I don't know. Can you guys see that? there's a bolt in here, guys, it's one of the mounting bolts, so you're gonna need to get that out. I think it looks like a 15, 13, something like that. I will keep you guys updated and let you know. All right, guys, so my next step, I think for me, it's something I'm gonna try. I'm gonna go ahead and get this 13 millimeter bolt out of the AC, the high side, low side connection out of that compressor. I'm gonna remove it because I need to move the high side, low side line. I need room. I'm doing it for clearance, so I'm gonna get that out of the way and see if I can't see that sensor more. It's a bitch job, guys, to be honest. It's a bitch doing. I mean, no matter how you do this is gonna be a bitch. This compressor's in a very fucking bad spot, but we gotta get it, so I'll keep y'all updated. Okay, so I've got the line out, and now I'm trying to get to the connector at the back of the compressor, and it's kind of a bitch. You gotta unseat this loom from the compressor, and I don't know how well y'all can see that, but you gotta get this connector out. So we're gonna take our trim tool here. We're going to pry that out. I don't think I'm gonna be able to. Yeah, I can't get to that. I have not figured out a way how to get this connector out yet. My hand it fits, but barely. So let me figure out how I'm gonna get that out. Okay, guys, so I was actually able to get it out. Here's the connector that's in your compressor. What I did is I just took a pick, 90-degree pick, and I picked the top side, this little gray piece. I, pushed it out with the 90-degree pick, and then I was able to get underneath the actual tabs that hold the connector on and pick it off out also. So now this is what we're dealing with. You've got a mounting bolt here. Where'd it go? Right here. Looks like a 13. And then I know you've got one at the back that you can only see it from the bottom. I feel like there's gonna be 3 mounting bolts. I can only see one from the top. This one right here. There's that other one down there. It's gonna be a nut, 13 millimeter nut, I believe. And I do not see a third one, but I will keep you updated and let you know what I find. But golly, this is just a pain in the ass. All right, guys, so here's my compressor. As you can see, I have it moved. I've got the mounting bolts out. I was right, there is 3 mounting bolts. 2 of them are bolts, 1 of them is a nut. They're kind of staggered. The nut is kind of towards the back of the compressor, 1 mounting bolt at the bottom of the compressor, and 1 mounting bolt, of course, at the top of the compressor. I'll be able to show you that better once we get it out. I was not able to film getting those bolts and nuts out because of just the placement. It's too hard. It's too much shit in the way to really get a good idea to show you. But and here's another thing. There are two connectors on this compressor. I guess one's a low side switch, one's a high pressure switch. I'm not real sure. Or one's power to the compressor, or to the clutch, I mean. But anyway, you need to get that top side one off too before you start yanking on this compressor to get it out. So we're gonna do that real quick. Where's my? Oh, well, you can see that. I'm gonna pull this tab up. Okay, there it is. You saw that? So, got that out. You're gonna have to finagle the line that we removed, finagle it out of the way because it is in the fucking way. And it just wants to be a bitch. But once I figure out how I'm gonna get this compressor out, guys, I'll let you know how I do it, and we'll go from there. I was actually able to finagle this line. You know how this line is fed in here, like kind of like so. Anyway, you can pull it all the way out. and get your seals off here. And it actually frees up a little bit of room down here too, so that you can grab your compressor just like so and pull straight up with it. So I'll show you. Okay, so we have a top side mounting bolt, a bottom side mounting bolt, and here's this back. This one is held on with a stud. It's a nut that holds it onto a stud. So that's what it looks like, guys. Like I said, you got one connector here on the top, and then you got another one towards the back. So yeah, let's take a look at our new one, see if it matches. Okay, so here we have our new one. Mounting bolt, mounting bolt, mounting bolt. Here's our sensor. So this is the right compressor. Our holes are in the right spot. And there's our top side. There's our top side connector. So we know we got the right compressor. That's good. Sometimes I get the wrong compressor. It sucks. Gotta send that bitch back. But now it's just time to get this new one in, finagle it in, and get everything back together. And guys, my compressor comes with, it's pre-filled with the right amount of PAG oil. If yours does not come with the right amount of PAG oil in it, you will need to put PAG oil in it, the recommended spec. But mine comes with it. I recommend that if you're going to do this, you buy it already done, so that way you don't have to worry about it. Another key thing to mention, guys, is always make sure you check and replace the seals that go into the compressor on the high side, low side port, because reason why, here's the old ones, and as you can see, that seal is no good. It's falling apart. This one, same way. It's ripped. Not good. So in my box with my new compressor actually came 2 new seals, which I already had a pack anyway, kind of ready to go. Some extras from O'Reilly's, but it's good that my compressor came with them. That way I ain't got to bust into that bag. But yeah, make sure you replace those seals, guys, because when you go on with this new AC compressor, and let's say you're not cooling efficiently, could have a leak. So good idea to go ahead and just replace it while you're there, rather than dick with it later. Okay, guys, so I've already got my new compressor kind of in. Nothing's bolted up or tight, but now would be a good time, while you still have it loose, unmounted, now would be a good time to go ahead and take care of those 2 connectors, the one on top and one on bottom. I've already got mine in, and I'm just saying, while it's loose, it would be easier to go ahead and do it now than to wait. There it is. There's that one, and then the top one right there. But it's easier to do it while it's loose than it is when it's up there and tight. So get your connectors back in, and now we're going to go below and get this compressor mounted back on that stud, because that's kind of like the focal point of how you mount it. But yeah, not too bad so far. Okay, guys, so my compressor is fully in, tight all the way down. Both connectors are connected, which is good. And so now it is time to try and fish our line here back through and in and mount it to the compressor. So as you can see there, it's already kind of going on its own. And let me see if I can't, I know you guys can't see this shit. This sucks. Okay, so I've got it. Okay, so I think it just sat down in the holes. Come from a different angle real quick. Yeah, it did. So that's good. Now we're gonna take our bolt and we're gonna all right, the rest we'll do with a ratchet. Alright, so now that's in. Yeah, that's in and that's tight. Good deal. So now we can put our go ahead and put our belt back on. And then what I'll do is I'll probably go back below the car and put our shields back on. And all right, guys, so we're about to put the belt back on. As you can see, I've kind of got it already routed in the right direction. I've got it over the alternator. I need to get it over the water pump now. But before I can stretch it, I need to put my tool back on it and relieve that tension. Now we can... came off my AC compressor. Hold on. So get that back on the AC compressor, and then, come on, stay. It's not wanting to stay on my AC compressor, so... Oh, fuck. Alright, there we go. Now we got it. We got it. Retries later. Alright, guys, so I got my covers all back in now. Good and tight. About to start to lower the... I'm going to lower the vehicle next. And then I'm going to put this intake back on. Disclaimer, quick public service announcement here, guys. This doesn't have to come off. You can leave this right where the fuck it's at, because I actually thought it would help us like clear up some, get some room, but it did not. So don't have to remove that. So cover's back on. I think I'm going to wait to put the intake back on because I'm also going to be changing the expansion valve. Expansion valve doesn't look too terribly difficult, so you will need an extension with a 13 millimeter deep socket. Extension with 13 millimeter deep. Okay, guys, so you will need something like this, 13 millimeter socket deep with an extension, and you just put it right on over your expansion valve nut. Let me get you a ratchet. Loosen her up. Okay, guys, so right here on the line, right there, it's a 10 millimeter nut slash stud. I think I'll keep that term, nud. It's good. Anyways, take it off. And what that's going to do is that's going to free up the line a little bit. Okay. So once we get it bent back a little bit, now we can kind of pull back there. You see how it's separating now? Yeah, there we go. Got it off. Okay. So now that we have the lines going to the expansion valve off, you will need to get a T-tool of some sort and get those two bolts out that hold the expansion valve to the heater core or the evaporator core. I can't remember which one that is, but either way, we need to get those bolts out. So it's the evaporator core. That's what it is, and I will let you know what sizes those are in 1 second. Okay, guys, so some interesting news here. So this is going to be a hex socket 4, I believe. This is like a T4, but it's hard to get my little socket on these bolts because of this long, a stud that the lines mount to. So we're gonna take that out, and that is an E7. It's an inverted Torx, I believe, and they call it an E7. That is the size. See if I can't get this freaking thing broke loose. And I did. There it goes. Okay, guys, and like I said, this is a 4. And these are for the little bolts that hold the expansion valve on. Break those loose. Guys, once you get the old one out, go ahead and compare the new one to the old one and make sure that they're the same. And in this case, they are. So we're good to install the new one. Also, the new one did come with a new mounting stud that sits right here. And we're probably not going to use it because OEM is always best. Looks like the OEM one is longer than the one they sent us. So it's probably just best to go back in with the OEM one. Okay, so not too much difference there, but yeah, the OEM one is longer, and so we want to make sure that we have, you know, plenty of threads to mount the lines back up. So that all being said, guys, we're gonna keep the old one, and you're gonna use that same E7 you know, inverted Torx socket to install it, but we will wait till we get it on to do that. Get our old seals off. They just peel right off. Sometimes they can get a little stuck, but you just got to free them up, and bam, they come right off. And you can see those aren't as bad as the ones that were at the compressor, but they're still not good to reuse. So we're gonna get some new ones here. I don't know how well you guys are gonna be able to see this, but I'm gonna try and show you. You also want to check the back of these lines right here. You're not gonna really be able to see it, so you're just gonna have to feel for it. But on these lines right here that mount to well, anyway, on these lines there's more seals. You need to remove those and replace those also, just because you don't want to leak the expansion valve. Sorry, golly, I don't know why that took me so long to say. But you have seals on behind the expansion valve and in front of the expansion valve, and you want to make sure you replace all of your seals, because again, this would suck to get all this put back together just to turn around and have a leak. So okay, so here's our new big seal for the line. Put it on. Match your seals up, guys. When you get new ones, match the old ones up to the new ones. There's a lot of sizes that look similar, but they are actually not the right size. So make sure you really do your due diligence and match them up. So we got those on. And then you want your new ones that sit behind the heater core, or behind the expansion valve. Sorry, I can't talk today. So we got that one on. And it's good to go ahead and lube these up too, guys, with some PAG oil or something before installing them. I did not, but it is a good idea to. It's not gonna kill it if you don't, but again, it helps. So we've got our seals on, good deal. Now we can go on with our expansion valve. Now I'm pulling up the answer. Now good. Go ahead. Put your line down. Now. All right, time to put our intake back on. Go this way. All right, got that in. Now we need to put our air box back in, and there are some grommets in here, guys, that lock the air box down like so. Push it down, make sure that's good and tight. Put that back on. Get your MAF sensor and hook it back up like so. All right, now that's back on, we can tighten up our clamp over there. All right, good to go. All right, guys, so we have been pulling a vacuum now for roughly 30 minutes. It's good to pull a vacuum for around 30 minutes just so, you know, you can ensure that you're pulling everything, all the moisture out of the system. So what we're gonna go ahead and do now is close our vents, or our valves here. We're gonna close our valves, close, close. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna turn our vacuum pump off, and we're going to watch this low side, and we're gonna watch this high side. And the low side is below 20. So keep that in mind. If it raises above 20, then you know you've got a leak. Same with the high side. If that our needle is, you know, below 0 right now. So if you see that high side needle move, you know you got a leak. Here in Texas, you're not gonna get it. You know, we're kind of at sea level, I think. We're not really below sea level, I don't think. And I know we're not above sea level, so you're not gonna get it too much further under 20. So just pull a vacuum and then close your valves and let it sit for another 10, 15, 20 minutes. You're supposed to do it for 30 minutes, but we're probably not gonna do 30. We're just checking to see right here if we have any leaks. So let it sit for a little bit, check to see if you have leaks, and then we'll be putting some Freon in it. All right, guys, so the last step, of course, is to put Freon in the system. And as you can see, we've been watching it, seeing if it you know, has a leak. From what I can tell, it does not. Good news. So we are going to start putting Freon in the system. Now, I don't have a way to weigh this and make sure it's, you know, dead on balls accurate, so we're just gonna do this the old-fashioned way. I had a can already kind of open from another truck. I've got another can over there, but yeah, we're gonna put some Freon in this system and we're gonna get it cool. Time to get this AC blowing cold. Put that there. We will. Oh, you're gonna. Once you get your can connected, you want to pierce the top of it. Screw this down so you have some good Freon coming out now. Then once you have your Freon can connected, you want to come over here to your valve here. I don't know if you guys can see this. We'll come to your valve here and make sure that you just tap it until get some Freon out. I don't know why it's not working. Okay, so now we got some good Freon going in. And so all we want to do is put a little bit in, and then let's go start the car. Get that compressor working. Alright, so we got our car running. We're going to let a little more Freon in. Our pressures are not correct right now. My low side is pretty high, my high side is pretty low, so I don't know what's going on with that. Let me do a little investigating here. Okay, so I did not have my sensor on my compressor plugged in all the way, so my compressor wasn't cycling, and therefore keeping my pressures all weird. But now that we've got our compressor working, it's cycling, it's turning, we can now hook up another can. This is a new can of Freon. This system takes about 550 kilograms. Don't get me lying about how many pounds that is, but we're gonna put a little more in. Make sure you open your can, and then once you open your can, there we go. And now we shake her up and open our valve. Close, open. See what our okay, we're getting there. What I do, guys, is I like shake it, close it, open it, shake it, close it, shake it some more, open it, you know what I mean? Kind of get a cycle going. Freon right now, we're at between 150 and 200 on the high side and almost at 30 on the low side. Not too bad. It typically needs to be a little higher on the low side, I think, in between 40 and 50. I think anything between 30 and 50 is considered good. I could be wrong on that, but basically we've got a temp gauge in the car. It's actually a chef gauge, but whatever. Let me wipe this lens off real quick. But yeah, got a gauge on it, and that temperature is dropping. It was at 100, and now we're at about, oh gosh, what, 78. So we'll put a little more Freon in it and retest. Alrighty, guys, so forgive my fucking hair here. We are in the car. We're going on our test drive. We got the AC on, blowing cool as hell. If you can see, right now the gauge is under 60 degrees. So we're blowing probably about 55, 56 degrees in here. And it's feeling pretty good. I think it'll obviously get a little cooler too as you drive. But yeah, that's pretty much it on this one. Got everything back and tight. Like I said, that connector at the AC compressor clutch connector wasn't seated fully all the way, and that's why my clutch wasn't coming on. So I had to go revisit that. But yeah, we got it all working now, guys. It's working great. No, damn near getting down to 40 degrees while driving. So that's really good. But yeah, we'll see you guys on the next one.